Right there on Google's homepage sits what might be the most expensive piece of digital real estate ever designed. It is the I'm feeling lucky button. Early analyst estimates suggest keeping this tiny text on screen cost the company up to $110 million a year in lost advertising revenue. The button functions as a highly calculated business mechanism, a hidden lever for testing algorithmic precision. It forces a rather obvious question. Why would a hyper-optimized tech giant willingly build a $100 million leak into their core product? This flowchart illustrates the mechanics of a standard search. You type a query, hit enter, and the system serves a page loaded with options: organic links, sponsored suggestions, and multiple layers of ads. Every time that page loads, there is an opportunity to extract revenue. Clicking I'm feeling lucky bypasses that entire ecosystem. You skip the search results page entirely. One click, no scrolling, and absolutely zero ads. The system drops you directly onto the destination website. Every user who clicked it stopped the movement of money. Yet Google actively protected this feature, keeping it front and center. For years, the button survived primarily because people did not know what it did. Fewer than 1% of users actually clicked it. If you look at the early internet, search engines were designed as loud, chaotic portals. The screen was crammed with flashing banners, news feeds, and endless directories competing for attention. Google offered a blank page, a bright logo, a search box, and two simple buttons. Leaving that second button on the screen projected absolute confidence. It made a massive algorithmic machine feel playful and human. Legendary brands build loyalty through the emotional state they create for the user. The utility of the product is only half the equation. The confidence and calm it projects completes it. This approach relied on a specific sequence: testing small, learning fast, and scaling with intent. This model visualizes an error common in product development. A company builds a new feature or pivots their brand, and they immediately push it at maximum volume to their entire audience. When those mass launches fail, the fallout is devastating. Customers are confused, the brand reputation takes a hit, and huge amounts of capital evaporate overnight. This diagram reveals a more effective route. Focus on the bottom tier and ask, can a very small group love this first? In practice, this means running a small test before a massive campaign, or quietly updating just 5% of your clients. Proper testing allows a weak idea the time it needs to become an asset. Premature exposure will destroy a brilliant one. Google engineered a way to measure their own confidence without forcing the broader market to participate in the experiment. Elite operators certainly move fast, but they do not move blindly. They take calculated, strictly limited risks. A massive market disruption rarely requires a giant launch. It begins with a single tiny button. Big success rarely starts big. It requires a small test and the courage to learn what the data reveals before the market catches on. That is why we study these hidden mechanics. We want to extract the specific operational strategies that force industries to adapt. Stop merely watching the market change around you. Learn the behaviors that drive it and start controlling your own scale.